the first movie was so much about being impulsive and having like a sense of serious abandon and like not in consideration of what you're doing, but having that be okay because it's all about, you know, devotion and true love. And once that's ripped from my character, she sort of doesn't know what to do with herself. She doesn't know herself, and so I think the movie sort of slows down, and then, I mean, not that it's slower, it picks right back up again. I mean, my best friend is a werewolf and my boyfriend is a vampire, so that does pose some serious issues, but it's just like a more thoughtful, she has to contend with the choices that she's made instead of just saying, I feel it, this is what I'm going to do. Now it's just a little bit more thoughtful.
There's a lot more going on in New Moon. It takes what Edward and Bella created in Twilight, which is this beautiful romance, and basically completely destroys it at the beginning of New Moon when Edward leaves. And then it has to rebuild it all again. I describe it as an emotional roller coaster.
New Moon is more about the sort of negative aspects of falling in love with someone, about the kind of doubt and the fear that comes with it, as well as just the sort of ecstasy, which was kind of dealt with in the first one.
It's grown in terms of the CGI, in terms of the action, but at the same time, none of that really matters. No one really cares if the performances aren't right, and if the actors aren't given the time and space to do what they have done so well. I kept myself away from the internet while we were shooting so that I didn't get into arguments with 13-year-olds in Norway, which I did on the Golden Compass. Actually, I would find myself in the middle of the night disputing points with people.
I feel like, considering the loss that she experiences in the second one and the amount of growth that she goes through, which I think is the most in New Moon, she really becomes the woman that she is for the rest of the series in this movie. So I feel I wouldn't be able to do Eclipse not having done New Moon, and I wouldn't be able to do New Moon not having done Twilight, as much as I think they stand alone.
They come out quickly. I think it works out best for the both of us, the fans, because they want to see them right now. And we do as well.
If we had to draw this process out, it would be the most sort of frustrating thing as an artist, because it's all you want to do from the second you read it is get it out.
Honestly, the way my life has changed most is my schedule. I mean, we've all been very, very busy. We've spent 6 out of the past 8 months filming these movies in Vancouver. These two, I mean, the day they wrapped, we left for the international press tour. But the thing is we're doing what we love to do. This is what we love to do. So I know that I'm having a great time. Obviously, you have to make adjustments, but I think it's very important to stay true to yourself and who you've been. And I don't think that's changed at all.
It must be hard to separate characters that you love so much and have sort of built up to be these sort of icons in your mind, and when you see physical representations of them, I understand how it's hard to differentiate, and that's like the biggest compliment in the world.
The point of your question is, okay, great, so you're in this very successful movie, but will you be typecast? And I don't see that happening. I've been around the block quite a bit, known a lot of actors, and this is an extraordinarily talented team. They all have each one of them has the ability to do anything. I genuinely believe that. Robert?
It's gonna have I was getting a little bit emotional then.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only thing I can add is just when you're in, I guess, the eye of the storm, you don't really notice anything else. I haven't ever had time to see any kind of perspective, and so I guess maybe in 2 or 3 years, I think that you can't. It's been such a kind of supernova. All the films have been shot and they've come out so close together, and it's the kind of fanaticism around it has exploded so quickly that. You don't notice it. I mean, we were just just down the street or wherever it was, and there's 20,000 people screaming, and it just seems like, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I still feel like I'm part of the audience. I mean, I'm not even there. I'm just kind of, I'm looking at 20,000 people screaming, but I have no idea what they're screaming at. I mean, at all.
Every single time we cut, there would be like an eruption of applause, and it would completely, because usually when you say cut, it takes a couple of seconds to sort of go like, whoa, that was weird. You have to like shake it off and like think about how you're going to do the next one better. But in this case, it was like instantly you're taken completely out of the moment. It was like doing theater.
There was, I think, the moment where Edward is stepping out into the sunlight, which I was terrified about doing, I think ended up, I guess because of the atmosphere in the square we were shooting, just the moment of stepping, just stepping down those steps in Italy was kind of one of the standout points in my life, I think. Ooh, what is my favorite? Schnitzel.
Well, in fact, I had an entire platter for lunch of various Munich specialties, including ham hock and meatloaf. And there was schnitzel too, but there's more than just that.
I really, really, really kind of love hot Cheetos, like spicy Cheetos. Not the orange ones, the red ones. They're really actually disgusting. But
I hate those.
Yeah, but they're good. They literally burn you alive. I like spicy food.
I'm pretty simple. I like steak. I like burgers.